Let me introduce myself. Krupadanam. I gift the grace. That is the English translation. Krupa, grace. Danam, the gift. Yes. I am from Guntur, Andhra Pradesh. I was a student of sciences at bachelor's level, BSc, CBZ. Unfortunately, my performance in BSc was not up to the mark. I couldn't get seat in post-graduation in sciences. MSc, no. So I literally toured entire North India. Anyway, South India, you don't get postgraduate admission if your academic background is not that good, that strong. In those days, there were not that many universities. I'm talking about 1970s. Right. So I wandered in North India. Finally, I could get admission in public administration from Nagpur University. In those days, Nagpur University was the only one which is offering public administration. Not only that, which is allowing even the science students to get admitted. I'm a science student, CBZ. And I'm fortunate enough to have a professor who is from Harvard University, and he is V.S. Murthy, Srinivasa Murthy. And it was such a coincidence that both of us are from Guntur. He's also from Guntur. And he also studied in the same college where I have studied. Because why I made a mention of it is that after I completed my post-graduation, public administration, I looked for a job. I couldn't get it. And I thought that I was not competent enough to take the civil service examination. In those days, the maximum age limit is 24 years. I don't enjoy any reservation. So by the time I completed my post-graduation, got awareness about the civil services and all these things, I left with one attempt. I knew that I can't make it. I can't make it. So I got the application. In those days, you need to fill in the application physically, paper, and mail it to the UPSC. And I said, no, I didn't post it because anyway, the result is going to be negative. And luckily, I could get a job as a lecturer in the same college where I have studied, the most prestigious college, Andhra Christian College, one of the oldest colleges in India. And Kasa R.C.Reddy, N.T. Ramarao, Jaggaya, and all these people are the former students of that institution. And then PhD, and my doctorate is partly political science and partly public administration. I didn't want to stay there. In those days, if you have studied and stayed there for 5 years, I stayed there for 5 years in America, 1 year in Canada. It's a lot easier to get a job anywhere and to get green card or whatever they say, ultimately citizenship. But I just wanted to come back to my own country. Returned to India, joined the same institution and refused to join Andhra University as a professor because with the foreign degrees, any university would offer me job, but I wanted to serve my own institution. retired from the same institution as an associate professor. And while serving there, I was being contacted by R.C.Reddy garu, Ramchandra Reddy. And he invited me to come and deliver guest lectures. At that time, I was working in the institution. I can't come here and stay for long number of days, just during the weekend or during vacation, Sankranti or Dasara vacation. After my retirement, I agreed to migrate to Hyderabad, and I have been teaching public administration and also political science, mainly public administration, for the past 30 years. You are not born when I have started teaching here. Right? That's all about me. Now, I just wanted to know why you have opted for public administration. There are several popular subjects: anthropology, sociology, political science. Unfortunately, most of the civil service aspirants, they wanted to take only social sciences as an optional subject, but not engineering or physics or chemistry or botany or zoology or whatever it may be. Even if their background is engineering, they prefer to opt for social sciences as optional subject. What is the reason? Why? Many of you are with B.Tech background. Why didn't you, specialize in that particular subject? Why did you decide to go for public administration? It is a social science, totally a new subject for you. It doesn't matter whether it is public administration or sociology or anthropology. Why? Come on, take a guess.
The interlinkage of the subject would offer a place for us in the administrative services. So that's the reason.
Repeat it.
The interlinkage of the subjects.
I didn't get you.
The interlinkage of the subjects.
With the service you are going to render.
So that offers a unique place when we place ourselves in the administrative services.
Okay. After all, as a student of public administration, you are going to know what administration is, how to serve the country, how to serve the society. With that academic background, when you get into the civil service, definitely you will be in a better position when compared with someone with just science background. He may be expert. Science students are good at logic. They think scientifically. Engineering students, they think logically. No doubt about it. We need such people. But at the same time, we need people who have a concern for the society and who are aware of the problems of the society. Perhaps as a student of social sciences, it could be history. Earlier, history used to be a very popular subject for civil services. Majority of the IAS officers who are now about to retire, they happen to have taken history as one of the optional subjects. And in earlier times, public administration was equally popular. Most of the candidates, in those days, for the main examination, you have to choose 2 optionals. Now it is being reduced to 1 optional. So one of the optionals inevitably used to be public administration or history, something like that. But things have changed. And of late, public administration paper was not that easy as it used to be. So a lot of prospective candidates, they have second thoughts about opting for public administration. they move towards political science or towards sociology or anthropology or whatever it may be. Every subject has its own advantages and disadvantages. Right? Now, public administration, when compared with other optional subjects, is having very limited syllabus. Take a look at history, a very vast subject. Everything that happened till yesterday was history. And today's events would become history tomorrow. So, the content of history would keep on widening. The scope is very wide. So, that was the reason why many of them, even though history is the mother of most of the social sciences, whether it is political science or public administration or sociology or anthropology, they are all the products of history. Of course, the mother subject is philosophy. Socrates, Aristotle, great thinkers, wisest people, they were philosophers. And out of the mother subject philosophy, several subjects have come out. One of the ancient subjects was history. Now, the political science or history and say public administration, they are of recent origin. Right. Till 1987, public administration was not an optional subject in the civil services. Was not an optional subject in the civil service. You can take public administration. Only from 1987 onwards, yes, it became one of the optional subjects. Every subject is having ups and downs. So also public administration is having ups and downs. And of late, the trend is that the last year's and the previous year's results were very encouraging, and more candidates who have opted for public administration are coming out successfully. Let's be optimistic. And you need to work hard, no doubt about it. More than that, you need to be confident about yourself. Don't put yourself down. Don't say, can I make it? Always question yourself and say, why can't I make? Why can't I make? Don't ever say, can I make? You better delete the word impossible from your dictionary. From your personal dictionary. Don't say something is impossible. Anything is possible if you are determined, if you are confident, and if you are hardworking. You don't need to be genius. No. Most of the successful candidates in the civil service, they were not that bright academically. You need to have minimum background, no doubt about it. But if you are having reasonable command over the subject, reasonable command over the English language, because you will be writing the examination in English. North Indians has an advantage. They write the examination in Hindi, almost their mother tongue. Right? Shall I just start the subject? Any one of you from other state who can't understand Telugu? Once in a while, I will be making use of Telugu words to make the expression effective and help you to understand. Right. బాబా పర్లేదా తెలుగు మాట్లాడొచ్చా? ఒప్పుకుంటావా? Once in a while. Right. Yes. Like any subject, Public administration is having 2 papers. Administrative theory Administrative theory, paper 1, and Indian administration, paper 2. Now, this first paper, administration, tomorrow you will be getting a copy of the syllabus, has 12 chapters. You will be provided with notes. We have the full-fledged notes. The only thing is that you need to get a copy of it for yourself. I have the original copy with me. If you decide to stick to this subject, let me know. You will be provided with notes for both the papers. But this is not the end. In the class, a lot of things would be happening in all these days. So, new things that have happened, unexpected events that have happened, you need to add to them. So, you should note down all important points that are being made in the classroom and use it as a supplement to the notes that you are going to get. Okay, right. If you have to write down the notes in the classroom, it will take a lot of your time. It saves your time. Right. The first paper has 12 chapters, and tomorrow, most probably, you will be provided with last 5 years previous question papers. Last 5 years previous question papers. So last 5 years, 2020 to 2024, 5 years previous question papers. And these questions would be arranged topic-wise. Take for example, meaning, scope and significance of public administration. That is the first item in the first chapter of this administrative theory. You got a question. The scope of public administration is ever widening. The scope of public administration is ever widening. Right. So that question, you find it under the meaning, scope and significance of public administration. Or another question, when compared with other subjects, perhaps no other subject is as important as that of the public administration. Comment. Not only as a subject, but also as an activity. Without administration, we can't lead a civilized life. We can't lead a secure life. Administration is taking care of us. So administration as an activity is the beginning and the end of the society. That is significance. Like that, there are several topics. Under each topic, the last 5 years questions would be included. And some of the topics may not be having any questions, but very rarely it happens. At least you will have 1 or 2 top questions in every topic. Okay? You will get it tomorrow, or if not, tomorrow, I'm sorry, we are not meeting on Sunday. We meet during weekdays, Monday through Saturday. So Monday you will be getting. So tomorrow we don't have class. Yes. Administration is derived from two different words, ad and ministere, Greek and Latin terms. Ad and ministere. Ad means to. Ministere means to serve or guide. So the Prime Minister is the first servant of the country. The Chief Minister is the first servant of the state. All ministers are servants. Unfortunately, they don't act as servants. They try to behave like masters. They are very authoritarian. But minister means a servant. Now, this term minister is being used in religion also. In Christian religion, the pastors or the church fathers, they are called ministers. They serve the congregation, the people, the society. Ministers. Here, administration means to serve. To serve whom? To serve the society. To serve you and me. Right. Administration. Or to guide us. Modern day administration is no longer service oriented. It is not welfare oriented. And it is gradually shifting towards being regulatory oriented, regulation oriented, regulatory administration. Right. So administration means to serve or to guide. What is public? Public, the word public has different connotations, different meanings. What do you mean by public? Society. Go ahead. People. Okay, sure.
Also government.
Government. Okay, sure. RTC is a public property. Railways is a public property. Right. So here, when we use the word public, we use it as a synonym to government. Then another meaning of the term public is, say, if the behavior of the civil servants in the MRO office, Mandal Revenue Officer, right, is not satisfactory. Most of the people working there, they are very corrupt. They are arrogant. Then they say, public is very much dissatisfied with the way the MRO people are working. Right? Why even the poorest of the poor would go to the private hospital, but not to the government hospital? Even the poorest of the poor, they go to the private hospital, they sell everything, they mortgage everything to save the precious lives of their family members, but they hesitate to go to government hospital. You have a very well-reputed hospitals, Usmania Hospital, Gandhi Hospital, right? In every mandal, you have primary health center. But unfortunately, the doctors are missing in the primary health center. Even the nurses, you can't find them. Even if you find them, they say that there is no medicine. Somebody is in a serious condition. He or she needs to be administered an injection. No injection. No syringe. Naturally, the public is very much disappointed. Here, when I use the word public, I mean the people. Public means the government. Public means the people. There is a third meaning. Ambanis, and make a mention of another richest fellow in this country. Ambanis, yes. Make another family. Huh? Gautam Adani. Adani, right? Yes, Adani. Anybody? Huh? Tatas. Yes. These are the corporate houses. Right. They make profits which are very huge, run into lakhs of crores. But how they are making profit? How they are cheating public? How they are, say when you price a small pill, see whenever you get sick or you are feeling drowsy, you go to the nearby medical store and you ask for a tablet, which we all make use of it. What is that? Aspirin? మామూలుగా జ్వరం వచ్చినప్పుడు జలుబు చేసినప్పుడు పోయి హాస్పిటల్కి వెళ్ళిన అవసరం లేదు, మెడికల్ స్టోర్ పోతే ఇది ఒకటి ఉంటుంది. Paracetamol. Right, correct. For the manufacture of paracetamol, one tablet, the industries, they spend only 50 paise or 1 rupee. But they sell it to the public for 5 rupees. One tablet. One tablet. We don't know how they could manage. It's a kind of mafia. And most of the politicians, yes, they support them. Because any party, whether it is a Bharatiya Janata Party or Congress Party or any party, they need money to undertake canvass during the elections. They need money to bribe the voters during the elections. So where from do they get? They get it from these industries. Health industry is the biggest industry in this country. Because every one of us, we are susceptible to fall sick at one time or other. We need to go to the hospital. Hospitals are very expensive. Drugs are very expensive. Right. In other words, it's very secret how they could charge so much of price on a simple tablet, paracetamol. Unfortunately, public administration means it is to be open, nothing to hide, no secret. No secret. So here, another meaning of the public means, right? Something that is open. Every law that is being enacted in the parliament or in the state legislature, it is accessible to all of us. The recommendations of the various committees, parliamentary committees, yes, they are accessible to us. Or you just wanted to know what are the important activities performed by the Home Ministry. You just turn on your computer and log into the website of Home Ministry. You get the different units, different, departments within the Home Ministry catering different kinds of services to the society. Everything is open. No secret. So public means, the term public means, it has 3 different meanings. Something that is managed by the government, right? And then something that is related to the society, that is the people, and something that is open enough, nothing to hide. So the activities carried out by the civil servants, whether it is at the Gram Panchayat level or at the Central Secretariat level, right? They are all open to the people, right? So now tell me, what is public administration? I have explained to you administration and public administration. Just put it simply, what do you mean by public administration? Now, public administration is used in two different terms: as a branch of learning, like history, political science, sociology, anthropology, and also as an activity. Yes, as an activity. Right. So, what do you mean by public administration as an activity?
To run the government.
To run the government. Okay.
To serve the government.
To
Serve the people.
to serve the people. Okay, right. Public administration means very simple: management of the public affairs. That's it. Management of the public affairs. Public means the people. That is public administration. The term public administration seems to be very great, but its meaning is very simple. Now, as a student of public administration, you are administrationist. As a servant of public government, after you are successful, get into the government, then you become an administrator. An administrator. Administrationist means the student of administration. Administrator means someone who manages the public affairs. Now, I think I made myself clear the meaning of the term public administration. Did I make it clear? No. Feel free. We are like a family. I am your parent. That's it. You demand and get it from your parent. And I demand and get make reasonable progress in your studies as a father. A give and take business, right? ఎందుకు చెప్పలేదు సార్ ఇది మాకెందుకు గైడ్ చేయలేదు అని చెప్పేసి మీరు గైడ్ నన్ను డిమాండ్ చేయొచ్చు. నేను కూడా ఏంటంటే దాదాపు గంట సేపు ఆగాను. చివరికి వచ్చేసిన తర్వాత అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ అంటే ఏమిటంటే ఏమిటో సార్ నాకు అర్థం కావట్లేదు. దట్ మీన్స్ యూఆర్ ఆన్ టూ మైండ్స్. యూఆర్ ఆన్ టూ మైండ్స్. You are physically present here, but mentally somewhere. Your mind is wavering. You are thinking about something. You are worried about the breakfast you have missed in the hostel, or the bad taste of the breakfast that is being served in the hostel. Whatever it may be. But once you have come here, in the classroom, you need to be like Buddha, Gautam Buddha. Meditate. What are you going to meditate? The subject. You need to meditate. Now, usually, how many hours do you study? Now, there is a difference between reading and studying. You read the newspaper and she studies the subject. There is a difference. Reading and your newspaper, you read it, but you don't take it seriously. You forget it. But when you study something, right, it should enter into your mind. It should be permanently imprinted in your brain. You should be studying. Okay, how many hours do you spend to study after the classes are over? Usually, come on, tell me. In a day, how many hours do you devote for studies in a day? In the classroom, that is different. You listen to the classes. You go back to your hostel or to your home if you are from Hyderabad. Right? How many hours? You need to have sufficient sleep. Don't tell me that I will study up to 2 o'clock in the midnight. No. It won't work. It would be counterproductive. You need to give your brain sufficient. You need to give your brain sufficient rest. Sufficient rest. Don't overtax your brain. Don't strain your brain. Come on, tell me, none of you have answered my question. How many hours do you study?
10 hours.
10 hours in a day? 10 hours in a day. In a day, you have 24 hours. And you need to devote part of your time for eating and attending to the natural calls. Right? And also you need to use part of your time to attend the classes. You say you study for 10 hours. What time you get up?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock in the morning. Don't ever use your mobile while you are in the classroom. If I find anybody using the mobile, I will grab it and put it on auction, and one of you can buy it after the class is over. I do it every session. Don't use it. I bring the mobile, but I will turn it off. Just turn it off. You need to keep the mobile nowadays. It has become something essential. But not when you are in the classroom. My feeling is that if you really wanted to be productive, you can study more than 6 or 7 hours a day. If it goes beyond that, your attention gets diverted. The quality also gets diluted. And you can't understand everything. You can't remember everything. What little you study, you need to remember it. And another technique all of you have to practice is that, say for example, you have read or studied the nature and scope of public administration today. Then, after 1 week, you need to refresh your mind and recall it, what you have studied. Scope and importance of public administration you have studied today. You understood. Right. After 1 week, you need to recall it. You know whether it is the buffalo or it is the ox. Right. They go to the field. They consume the grass. And when they return home and they lie down, they relax and they start. గేదెల్ని మనం పొలంలోకి తీసుకెళ్తాం. రైట్, దే స్టార్ట్ నెమరు వేస్తాయి. నెమరు వేయాలి. గేదె తను తిన్నటువంటి ఆహారాన్ని మళ్ళా తీసుకొచ్చి నోట్లోకి తెచ్చుకొని మళ్ళా నవ్వులుతుంది. దాన్ని మనం నెమరు వేయటం అంటాం. అలాగనే స్టడీస్ కూడా నువ్వు చదివినటువంటి దాన్ని నెమరు వేయాలి. ఇవాళ చదివినటువంటి దాన్ని వారం రోజుల తర్వాత నెమరు వేయాలి. మళ్ళా 3 నెలల తర్వాత నెమరు వేయాలి. యూ విల్ నెవర్ ఫర్గెట్. దాన్ని రిసర్జికేషన్ అంటారు. రిసర్జికేట్, నెమరు వేయటం. యూ నీడ్ టు రిసర్జికేట్ వాట్ యు హ్యావ్ స్టడీడ్. 1 week after you have studied something, and 3 months after you have studied something, and perhaps you will never forget what you have studied. You should not only be hardworking, but you should be smart. You should be intelligent. You should be smart in using your time very productively. No point in, yes, wasting your time, yes, sitting in a chair or lying down and keeping the books open, keep on reading, but you don't remember what you have read just a moment ago. What is the point in that so-called study? It's not a study. Right? For that, you need to have fresh mind, peaceful mind. Your body is to be healthy. If you are not healthy, if you are suffering from some kind of sickness or worried about something that is bothering you, something happened in your family which you have never expected, naturally you can't be expected to devote your mind towards the studies. Right? You should be fortunate enough to have a family which doesn't give you any problems, which is always ready to support you, both under favorable and unfavorable conditions. And if you are physically and mentally with sound health, physically and mentally sound health, definitely you can make it. You can make it. Concentration is important. Interest is important. And dedication is equally important. You concentrate on what you are doing, studying. You dedicate, remind yourself that, yes, I wanted to be a civil servant. And more than that, you need to have interest in this thing you are doing. Don't do it mechanically. You involve yourself. You get lost in your studies. You need to get lost in your studies. మిమ్మల్ని ఇక్కడ ఓల్డ్ బస్తీకి తీసుకెళ్తే యూ గెట్ లాస్ట్. చార్మినార్ అవి చూడాలని చెప్పేసి అక్కడ పోయారంటే ఇక కనుక్కుంటూ చూద్దాం అంతే. ఎటు పోయారో తెలియదు. మరి అంతే, రోడ్లు చాలా ఇరుగ్గా ఉంటాయి, అసలు ఏమవుతుందో కూడా తెలియదు. ట్రాఫిక్ రూల్స్ ఎవరు పాటించరు. అందరూ హారన్లు కొడతానే ఉంటారు. స్కూటర్ వాళ్ళ హారన్ కొడతానే ఉంటాడు, ఆటో వాళ్ళ కొడతా ఉంటాడు, ట్యాక్సీ వాళ్ళ కొడతానే ఉంటాడు. నీ చెవులు చిరుడు పడతా ఉంటాయి, అసలు ఏం జరుగుతుందో తెలియదు. యూ గెట్ లాస్ట్. ఇక్కడ నేను గెట్ లాస్ట్ అన్నటువంటి పదాన్ని ఉపయోగించింది ఏమిటంటే ఇన్ ఎ పాజిటివ్ సెన్స్. యూ ఫర్గెట్ అబౌట్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ దట్ ఈస్ సరౌండింగ్ యూ. Concentrate on what you are doing and be Lord Buddha. Right? Lord Buddha is synonym for peace of mind. Meditate your studies. Okay? Right. ఇవాళ కంటే ఈరోజు ఆపుదామా? రేపటి నుండి మండే నుండి we will get back to the subject seriously. ఏనా చెప్పండి. ఆ అబ్బాయికి ఏదో గమ్మత్తుగా ఉంది, ఏంద్ర వీడు ఏంటంటే చెబుతున్నాడు అనుకుంటున్నాడు. పుస్తకం కూడా తెచ్చుకోవాలి, ఏదో ఖాళీగా వచ్చాడు. ఏదో నోట్స్ ఏది? అదే మీరు పబ్లిక్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ స్టూడెంట్స్గా R.C. and Maheshwari. The title of the book is Public Administration. First paper. R.C. and Maheshwari. Indian administration, FADIA and FADIA. That's it. You don't need to purchase anything more than this. These are 2 textbooks I urge you to buy, to possess them. Take your own time. Once you have decided to stick to the public administration, I would advise you to go for these 2 subjects, 2 textbooks. From time to time, I will be giving additional material. You may have to get it Xeroxed. And of course, the notes for paper 1 and paper 2 also, you need to get it Xeroxed. That's it. Okay? Right. Now it is just 11:10. We had a very short session. From tomorrow onwards, you will have minimum 1.5 hours time. Monday onwards. 10 to 11:30, or depending upon the topic we are dealing with, it may go up to 12 o'clock. Right. So, good day. ఆన్సర్ రైటింగ్ మాత్రం మొదలుపెట్టిన తర్వాత అది అయిపోగానే చూడండి, మనం ఇందాక నేను చెప్పాను చూసారా, మీనింగ్, స్కోప్ అండ్ సిగ్నిఫికెన్స్ ఆఫ్ పబ్లిక్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ ఆ టాపిక్ అయిపోయింది అనుకుందాం. డిస్కస్ చేసిన తర్వాత దానిలో ఇప్పటి వరకు లాస్ట్ 5 yearsలో క్వశ్చన్స్ ఏమిటో మనం డిస్కస్ చేసిన తర్వాత ఐ విల్ ఆస్క్ యూ టు ఆన్సర్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ది క్వశ్చన్స్, ఆర్ ఐ విల్ గివ్ ఎ క్వశ్చన్. యూ నీడ్ టు respond to that question, answer it and submit it to me regularly. For every topic, you need to answer at least 1 question. Sometimes if the topic is very difficult, and maybe you may be asked to answer 2 questions. It gives me lot of burden, no doubt about it, but that is what I need to do as a teacher. Right. I expect you to answer questions which I give you from time to time, answer writing. And then, say for every 3 chapters or 4 chapters, we will have test. We will have test. You can have test for every chapter also, but that would be wasting your time. Now, we are not for publicity, don't say that. Saying that, claiming that we will conduct tests regularly. Your answer writing itself is a kind of test. You are sitting at home and you are writing the answer, and when I go through the answer, I know as a teacher whether it is your original or you have copied it from ChatGPT. ChatGPT, right? Nowadays, artificial intelligence. Many of the students are making use of it and they are getting cheated. They are cheating themselves. Right? In examination, your ChatGPT won't come to your rescue. Right? With this mobile and all these things, and candidates are forgetting, right, how to answer the questions, how to present their ideas in a systematic manner, in a logical manner. And there is no writing practice nowadays. Everything you record it, you should keep writing. One thing you need to remember that 1 hour writing is equivalent to 5 hours of reading. If you write something for 1 hour, it would be equivalent to 5 hours of your reading or study. It improves your speed, which is necessary in your examination, and also improves your writing also. When you keep on writing, yes, definitely your writing would improve. It would be more legible. When it is more legible, the examiner would be very much impressed. And if you are entitled to get 2 marks for a short question, who knows, he may give you 3 marks. If your writing is illegible, Brahmavrata antam. And if nobody can understand, you cannot understand your own writing, then you get penalized in the examination. చాలా మందికి మెటీరియల్ ఉంది, వాళ్ళకి తెలుసు ఆన్సర్, వాళ్ళు ఎప్పుడు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి అంతకుముందు, కానీ ఎగ్జామినేషన్ హాల్లో ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తున్నారు. ఏమొస్తాయి మార్కులు? గుండ్రగా ఉండేటువంటి హ్యాండ్ రైటింగ్ ఉండాలి. తర్వాత నీకు తెలిసినటువంటి ఆ మెటీరియల్ని, ఆ క్వశ్చన్కి ఉన్నటువంటి నీకు ఆన్సర్ మెటీరియల్ని లాజికల్గా ప్రజెంట్ చేయాలి. యూ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ ది టాపిక్, యూ గివ్ ఎ బ్రీఫ్ introduction of the problem, then come up with a body, develop a body where you explain it, and finally you conclude it. Introduction, body, and conclusion. Every answer should contain these things. And more than that, you need to be time conscious. Time conscious. ఇప్పుడు మనకి right 2024 Public Administration Paper 1. ఇందులో 8 క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉంటాయి. సెక్షన్ ఏలో 4 క్వశ్చన్స్, సెక్షన్ బిలో అనదర్ 4 క్వశ్చన్స్. కానీ ఫస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్, 5th క్వశ్చన్, ఫస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ ఇన్ సెక్షన్ ఏ, 5th క్వశ్చన్ ఇన్ సెక్షన్ బి, బోత్ ఆఫ్ దెమ్ ఆర్ కంపల్సరీ. రైట్. ఇవి కాకుండా, ఇవి 2 కాకుండా you need to answer 3 more questions. Out of 8 questions, you have a choice. You need to answer 5 questions. But the first question and the 5th question are compulsory. So altogether, you need to answer 5 questions. And what is the time that is being given to you? 3 hours. In 3 hours, you need to answer 5 questions. And each question has 3 bits. Each question has 3 bits. Right. And some of the questions, the first question and the 5th question have 5 bits. Right. Whatever it may be, you divide the 5 questions, the time, 3 hours among the 5 questions. For each question, how much time you can afford? For each question, how much time you can afford? 3 గంటల్లో 5 క్వశ్చన్లకు జవాబులు రాయాలి. ఒక్కొక్క క్వశ్చన్కి మీకు ఎంత టైం ఉంది చెప్పండి. 180 నిమిషాలు, 5 క్వశ్చన్లు, ఒక్కొక్క క్వశ్చన్కి ఎంత టైము? 36 minutes. 36 minutes. మరి 36 minutes 3 బిట్స్, ప్రతి క్వశ్చన్లో బిట్లు ఉంటాయి, ఏబిసి అని చెప్పేసి 3 బిట్స్ ఉంటాయి. 3 బిట్స్ అంటే నీకు ఒక్కొక్క బిట్కి నీకు ఎంత టైం ఉంది? 12 minutes. ఈ 12 minutesలో ముందు క్వశ్చన్ ఏమిటో నువ్వు అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి. క్వశ్చన్కి ఏం ఆన్సర్ చేయాలన్నటువంటిది నువ్వు మైండ్లో మెంటల్గా నువ్వు ఇది చేసుకోవాలి. రాయటం మొదలు పెడితే you are already left with just 6 or 7 minutes, or maybe 8 or 9 minutes. 9 minutesలో నువ్వు ఆన్సర్ చేయాలి. ఆన్సర్ కూడా 250 words, 150 words, 100 words అని ఉంటాయి. 100 words అంటే ఒక పేజీ. ఎందుకంటే యూపీఎస్సీలో మీకు ఇచ్చేటువంటి ఆన్సర్ స్క్రిప్ట్కి ఇలాగో 4 ప్రక్కల మార్జిన్ ఉంటుంది, మధ్యలో స్థలం ఉంటుంది. 100 words, అంతకంటే ఎక్కువ పట్టదు. అంటే ఒక క్వశ్చన్కి నువ్వు ఆన్సర్ చేయాలని అంటే 150 words అంటే ఎన్ని పేజీలు రాస్తావు? 1.5 pages. Page is one side of the paper. Paper consists of 2 pages. 250 words అన్నారు అంటే ఎన్ని పేజీలు రాస్తాం? 250 words 2.5 పేజీలు. కొన్నిసార్లు 3 పేజీలు కూడా పడుతుంది. కొన్నిసార్లు you may end up with just 2 pages. It's not the quantity, it is not the length of the answer that matters, but it is the quality of the matter that matters. Is it relevant? Right. Are you organized properly in presenting the information? Is your conclusion systematic? Right. Those things would be given priority. Say, for example, you have a question. First bit A, 20 marks. Bit B, 15 marks. Another bit C, 15 marks. So, each question carries how many marks? Bit A, 20 marks. Bit B, 15 marks. Bit B, 15 marks. Another 15 marks. So, 50 marks. Simple. 5 questions కదా 550. 550 ఎంత అయింది? 250. A question paper maximum 250. ఇప్పుడు ఆ 20 మార్క్స్ క్వశ్చన్ నువ్వు రాస్తే నీకు మహా ఎగ్జామినర్ ఇచ్చేటువంటిది 8-9 ఇస్తాడు. నాట్ ఈవెన్ 50%. నాట్ ఈవెన్ 50%. 7, 8 or 9. 15 మార్క్స్ క్వశ్చన్ నువ్వు ఆన్సర్ కనుక చేస్తే యూ మే ఎండ్ అప్ గెటింగ్ 5 మార్క్స్. Very rarely a candidate would be getting more than 50%. Even the top candidate, he or she would be getting 48%, 49%, rarely 50%. That means for each paper, how many marks you can expect if your performance is outstanding? 125. 120. And a majority of the candidates, even if they are successful, they end up getting 80 or 90. Second paper also the same. And here, first paper, theory, no doubt about it. It may sound little bit dry, no doubt about it. But the chances are that you get more marks when compared with paper 2. Indian administration is more or less Indian polity. Politics is always controversial. Your answer may never be right, appropriate. You think that you have answered it properly, but you get lesser marks. For paper 2, you get lesser marks when compared with paper 1. Paper 2 is more interesting. It sounds more easier. But the reward is less encouraging. స్వీట్లు ఎన్నైనా తినొచ్చు, స్వీట్లు ఎంతైనా తినాలని అనిపిస్తూ ఉంటుంది. వాట్ ఈజ్ ది రివార్డ్? ఎక్కువ స్వీట్ తింటే రివార్డ్ ఏంటి? యూ పుట్ అప్ వెయిట్ అండ్ యూ మే బికమ్ ది విక్టిమ్స్ ఆఫ్ డయాబెటీస్. పేపర్ 2 కూడా అలాంటిది. ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్గా ఉంటుంది, రాస్తావు, మార్కులు మాత్రం తక్కువగా ఉంటాయి. పేపర్ 1 కార నోట్లో వేసుకుంటే, మిక్చర్ నోట్లో వేసుకుంటే కాస్త మంట అనిపిస్తుంది. కానీ మిక్చర్లో అన్ని రకాలైనటువంటి ఇవి ఉంటాయి, ప్రోటీన్స్ ఉన్నటువంటి ధాన్యాలు అన్నటువంటి ఉంటాయి, పప్పు ధాన్యాలు అన్నటువంటి ఉంటాయి. దట్ ఈస్ మోర్ హెల్దీ. సో యువర్ ఛాన్సెస్ ఆఫ్ మేకింగ్ ఇట్ and getting higher rank depends upon your performance in paper 1 when compared with paper 2. It doesn't mean you should neglect. One more thing I need to remind you is that if you opt for public administration, paper 2 deals with current affairs. So that would help you in your general studies. In your general studies, you have Indian polity as one of the papers, governance and all these things. What is governance? Nothing but public administration. So, paper 2 in your general studies would be a bonus for you as a student of public administration. You don't need to study it separately. It is already being taken care of by, except international relations. In paper 2, you have international relations. But other than that, the rest of the parts, yes, they are included in the public administration. That is a bonus. And another advantage is that in essay, at least one of the questions would be related to public administration. May not be directly related, but it would be related to public administration. So, you will have added advantage, not just in that particular subject, but also in your general studies. See, Indians they are never punctual. Time moves at a slower pace for Indians. భారతీయులకి ఎప్పుడు కూడా టైం అంత ఇంపార్టెన్స్ లేదు, నిదానంగా వస్తూ ఉంటారు, ఏ పనులైనా నిదానంగా. అందుకే మనం చిన్న బ్రిడ్జికి మొదలు టెండర్ పిలుస్తాం, 10 ఏళ్ళకి కానీ ఆ బ్రిడ్జికి పూర్తి కాదు. ఈ మధ్యలో ధరలు పెరుగుతాయి, ధరలు పెరిగినాయి కనుక నేను కంప్లీట్ చేయలేదని కాంట్రాక్టర్ ఆపేస్తాడు. సఫర్ అయ్యేది పబ్లిక్. అమెరికాలో ఏదైనా ఒక కాంట్రాక్ట్ కనుక ఇచ్చినట్లయితే, ఇఫ్ యూ ఫెయిల్ టు ఫుల్ఫిల్ దట్, కంప్లీట్ ది వర్క్ విత్ ఇన్ ది ఫిక్స్డ్ పీరియడ్, agreed period, for every day that is being delayed, the contractor has to pay to the government. 2 వారాల్లో నువ్వు ఈ రోడ్డుని రీసర్ఫేసింగ్ చేస్తానన్నావు, 2 వారాలు అయింది రీసర్ఫేసింగ్ కాల, 1 కిలోమీటర్ రోడ్డు. తర్వాత ఎంత 2 days 3 days పడితే ఆ 3 daysకి నీవు గవర్నమెంట్కి డబ్బులు పే చేయాలి. టైం కాన్షియస్నెస్ అనేటువంటిది ఉండాలి. నా ఫ్రెండ్స్ అంటే నేను చెప్పాను కదా, ఐ స్టడీడ్ ఇన్ యునైటెడ్ స్టేట్స్ ఆఫ్ అమెరికా. సో సమ్టైమ్స్ వీ డిసైడ్ టు to go to a public place or to a movie or whatever it may be, or to meet at a particular place. And I never go on time. And everybody, when I reach the place, they look at their time. Krupa, what is the time now? They call me Krupa. What is the time now? Oh, it's okay. Don't forget that this is a great Indian. For Indians, time doesn't matter. So they are used to. Time matters. See, take the case of Chinese. The poorest country in the world in 1950s. And today, and it is challenging even United States of America. Yes. It is challenging even United States of America. And they are time conscious. You need to be time conscious. Don't postpone anything. ఇవాళ నువ్వు ఏదైనా క్లాసులో విన్నావు, దాన్ని సాయంకాలం వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత చదవాలి, ఒకసారి చూడాలి. నెమరు వేసుకో. ఉదయం విన్న క్లాసుని సాయంకాలం నెమరు వేసుకో. మళ్ళీ 3 రోజులు, ఆ తర్వాత 3 నెలలు. ఓకే. ఎస్. Good day again, once again.